And let's go upstairs right now to the 9th floor where Jack and Brick are standing by. Good to see you guys again on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Dale and Barry. It's good to be with you for Game 2. Brick, do you anticipate more pushback from the New York Rangers? It sure seems that's a combative team that didn't get into full combat mode in Game 1.
Well, despite everybody's opinion, I think it was an accurate opinion that it was a pretty evenly played game through regulation, then just a dominant performance by the Bruins in overtime. So if that dictates a pushback, absolutely, that's what you expect from the New York Rangers. I think the message from the Ranger coaching staff, though, Jay, the course, but we got to be better in every facet of the game, and that means be more aggressive. And I think that translates into a more aggressive two-man forecheck with that third man in there to protect with the defenseman pitching. I think if they go back, look at tape, see where the Bruins have trouble against teams on aggressive forecheck, they'll try to do more of that here this afternoon.
You talk about the two-man forecheck with the third man. It calls into question an entire line's measurement against an entire line. Do you think when you stack up all four lines as a whole against the Bruins, all four lines, that Boston might have an advantage there?
I do. I think the advantage goes to the Bruins forwards over the Ranger forwards, and I think because of the Bruins and their consistency, the familiarity with who they play with, and not really changing the lines too much once you get into that playoff push in the postseason in round one, once you try to tweak a little bit with Sig and trying to find his game in Marchand. But I think as a whole, line versus line, I do give the advantage to the Bruins. The advantage for the Rangers, certainly on paper, and we talked about this prior to Game 1, was on defense. A collection of 6 NHL pedigree, resumes, NHL playoff experience in favor of the Rangers, but they did not exploit that in Game 1.
Well, if the Bruins forwards as a whole can play as they did in Game 1, maybe it'll come out the same as, or Game 2 rather, maybe it'll come out the same as Game 1. Dale?